Well, Robert, I would imagine last night was quite a bit of fun.
Yeah, no, it was a good game. Good game. Important for us to win. Just to come in today in a good mood and sort of carry some momentum into Saturday. It was an important win, but we enjoyed it as well. Yeah.
And it's one of those we were saying in advance. Obviously, if you can get the result and a performance, that's perfect, and you got a bit of both, certainly.
Yeah, definitely. And we're all, there's a couple of new players, like I think three new players played last night, and young Ephraim got a debut, which is great for him. It was a really good night overall, and each game that goes by, I get more experience playing with Zach or with Hayden or with the midfielders, So it was a good day all round.
I was going to ask about that. It's only two competitive games, but how's that sort of partnership bedding down?
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying it so far. Yeah, I feel like it's going well. So hopefully, long may that continue.
And the fact you've only conceded a couple of goals, and it is only two games, it's a small sample, but defensively, you've looked pretty solid.
Yeah, I feel like we've been pretty sound. It was a disappointing goal to concede on Saturday late on. There was a handball in the build-up. I'm not really sure what. I don't know. The referee said it was a handball. I don't know what the ruling is. He said it hit his hand, but it wasn't a handball. It's all a bit confusing at the moment. But like you say, it feels quite solid. Definitely, it's nice, good help in front of us as well. The team structure feels nice at the moment, definitely.
And when you get, especially I think for new players, so you've come in and it's been a solid defensive start. Obviously, Knight gets his 2 goals last night. Great effort from Hayden from left back, setting up some goals. I just think that first impression, it helps you settle a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I think it's very important to make a first impression. You obviously only get one chance to make a first impression, so I feel like it's been a good start, something to build on, and we'd like to take some points from the game on Saturday.
Yeah. So you got the win in the cup. Just dealing with that, you've now got a home game against QPR or Norwich. I'd imagine you might have a preference over those two as to who you might face.
Yeah. I'll be watching that with a keen eye. But whoever has to come to Ashton Gate, then we'll be sure to give them a good game. And cup runs are important. I think they're good for fans. It's great to get to go deep in cup runs because you can get a good Premier League team and test yourself against the best. So no, it's all good. Yeah.
And talking of tests, so I think you'll certainly have one this weekend in the league. Millwall's, I don't think it's ever a place anybody really wants to go, but you're going to have to be at your best to get something out there.
Yeah, definitely, and I think they'll be looking for a reaction off of their result in the week. Millwall's, the Den is always a tough place. Everyone knows it's a tough place to go, but we fancy ourselves to go and give anyone a good game, and on our day we believe we can beat anyone in the division.
Yeah, and certainly the creativity that we saw last night, that was a little bit of the criticism on Saturday. There weren't as many chances created. Yes, it's a lower league side, but you looked a really free-flowing team.
Yeah. I would agree with you. We definitely looked creative, and we created a lot of chances. Could have had a few more. The Preston one. Preston are a very, very well organised team. Not many teams put many goals past them or create many chances. And we had 2 pretty clear-cut chances against them. So I think that was pleasing for us. Last night was really good on the creative side. I like to think the fans can be excited by it, and it'd be good to test ourselves away from home as well. It's always different going away from home in the Championship. But we'll give it all we've got.
And Millwall are certainly not just a physical team. They've got a lot more to them than that, but you know that you're going to have to stand up to that physical test to get a chance to play any football.
Yeah, definitely. I think Millwall, what people think of them is that it's just a physical, it's a bit of you'll get beat up or whatever, but there's more to Millwall than that now. I think they're a good side. They showed that last year. They had a really strong campaign, and that's why they're tough, because they've got that physical element, but they can play as well. There's some good footballers there, so it'll be a tough test, but one we're looking forward to for sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What's the key to a good centre-back pairing?
I think for me it's very important both players see the game similarly. I've been in pairings where I would want the ball I'd want to build from the back, the other one is a bit shy of it or whatever. It's important that you both have good confidence in each other, that you can get the ball from the goalkeeper, play between yourselves, and really sort of gain, because I think centre-back's a really important position to gain control on a game. You see a lot of the ball now as centre-back, so to have a relationship between you and the keeper to start off attacks and to build from the back. But also it's really important that, that's the in-possession side, but the out-of-possession side is more important, because it's like the communication, where each other are going to be, covering wise and stuff like that. Here we like to be quite brave sometimes and we'll defend 1v1 at the back, but where you can provide cover for your centre-back partner is very important. And so far I think we've done it pretty well for each other, and I think we're building a good partnership for sure in such little time as well.
Is that, obviously there's training, but can that be fostered only in games, or is there stuff that you and Zach do maybe
you can
like
do it
when
you
you're
can
not playing?
you can do it on the pitch, you can do it off the pitch, you can do it in games. It's just that even if like Zach and I were to watch football together for 45 minutes, we could sort of talk and agree on things, and so far we have agreed on a lot. I just think it's a personality thing as well. We get on well, so yeah, hopefully it's a partnership that can continue.
Yeah, because you both seem to have sort of similar-ish temperaments.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say? Like,
yeah, I think neither of us get too flustered. I think we both I'm not even just talking about in football, I'm just talking general, like our personality traits. I think we're both quite calm. We don't like to, there's leaders that rant and rave and shout. I don't think either of us are like that. I think we like to help people. We like to talk and encourage. And we encourage each other, which gives each other confidence.
How are you finding things on the left? I mean, is that a notable difference for you? Or it
is different, but I think it has it's got its plus sides. Like, for example, there's certain passing lanes that are open to me now on the left side that wouldn't so much be on the right side. I think on the right side maybe I can drive out and dribble a bit more, because I can have the ball on my right foot and protect it with my body. Whereas on the left, obviously the player is, if I've got the ball on my right foot, the player is next to me, so I can't. But there's definitely more passing lanes open. I think I can hit a different kind of diagonal, or I can hit a diagonal across my body as well if I'm more central. So I'm enjoying it, to be honest. I'm quite enjoying it. I'm embracing it. So yeah. And
the communication side of things, you're an obvious talker. Zach's talk. I mean, you've got quite a few sort of younger lads around you. Do you kind of try and bring them out of themselves, or do you just?
Yeah, definitely.
What are you saying to them during the game?
Well, I think, like, for example, Hayden and myself, I don't have to talk to Hayden too much because we play off of each other quite well. Other players might need a bit, and Hayden's really confident. He's really good on the ball. He's good defensively. He's strong. I don't really feel the need to talk to him an awful lot. Obviously, out of possession, I would talk to him more. So, similar with Zach, we talk a lot between each other, but it's always in a calm manner. And yeah, I think it's just important. I don't like to panic people in game situations. I don't like to come across too rushed or whatever. I don't know. We're just kind of so far we're taking it as it comes and talking ourselves through games. There'll be more difficult games than last night, obviously, that we'll have to adapt to. But no, just taking it as it comes, really.
And in terms of the club itself, I mean, how have you kind of found the first few months here?
Yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. It's a really good setup here. So it's well run. There's someone for everything here. Any of your problems on or off the pitch, or just anyone, it's good. It's a nice, really good group of boys as well. I think it's a real team. Feels like a real team effort here. We know that there's strong competition for places, but we're all at the same time helping each other out. We all want to play, but at the same time, we all want to win. So we do, whether someone's starting or not starting, the mentality on a game day is no different. It's all geared towards a win.
And in terms of, I appreciate Ed mentioned there's 2 games, such a small sample size, and we can sort of analyse things to a point, but we don't really know what this team is yet, maybe.
Yeah.
What more, having played in these 2 games, what more do you want to kind of produce as a group, do you think? Like, has there been certain things that haven't quite, because we see what we see, but has there been certain things on the pitch that haven't quite worked out that you'd like to enhance?
I think not like you said. There's only been a couple of games, so it's hard for me to comment. The pre-season was different. We played a lot of games here with no fans and stuff like that. I think going away will be very interesting, but I think going away will suit. I think it will suit us as well because we're good on transition. To be honest, I mean, in answer to your question, there's not really any standouts just yet, but there has only been 2 games, so yeah, I'm afraid I can't really answer that.
No, that's fair enough. So the away thing in terms because probably these 2 games, the Preston and Oxford, you've had a lot of the ball.
Yeah,
they've been happy to give you the ball, sit deep, try and squeeze the space in behind, stop the fast guys on top of the pitch. Millwall, obviously, it's a different dynamic. Yeah. It's their first home game as well. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Without wanting to sort of give too much away, obviously. But is that you kind of sort of relishing that aspect of it, of maybe having that part of your game coming out a bit more as a team?
Yeah, definitely. I think we want to, like you say, it's their first home game of the season, so it'll be a lively atmosphere, and it'll be good to see how we sort of rise to the occasion. We're really looking forward to it, to be honest. We feel like in a good place going into it. So,
and having played at the Den numerous times, I'd imagine, what's kind of the secret to success? What's your sorry, I should have checked. What's your record?
I've drawn both games there.
Okay.
Yeah. Both been quite tight, cagey games. You can expect that from them, but like I think they'll obviously want to react from what happened in the week. It's just a pretty tough place to go. You don't want to get them, but it's like any away ground, you don't want to let their crowd get too on top of things. You might have to slow things down at times, but we just take the game as it comes. I don't like to try and predict what's going to happen because every football game is different. You never know what it throws at you, but it's just about how you react to certain situations, how the crowd or whatever. It's just we're going there to win basically and play our game of football. So.
How's the analysis work in terms of, you've obviously had the game Wednesday, you're back in today. So do you look at have you looked at Millwall already, or are you looking at Millwall?
We'll be looking at Millwall tomorrow. Okay. We'll all get sent personal clips of what to expect from our meeting in the morning. But most of us, when you've been in the Championship for a few years, you kind of know what to expect from certain teams, but there's definitely things that we'll look at in analysis to see if anything's changed or anything like that, but we definitely cover things that we don't leave any stone unturned, so we'll be ready.
Cheers, Rob.
Nice one.
Hi, Rob. In pre-season, you got to play alongside, I think it was Raf, and there was Jamie Knight-LaBelle around as well. Obviously, firstly, your centre-back partnership is with Zach, but what do you make of those two that obviously will be pushing to perhaps take your place as well?
Yeah. I enjoy playing with both Rafa and Zach and Woody a little bit as well. They've all got potential. Rafa, he's like a great size. He's only young. He's a good size. He's left-footed, which helps. He's been good to play alongside. I've enjoyed sort of like nurturing them through games at times. And they're all 3 of the younger centre backs I think they've trained well and they've given a good account of themselves in pre-season, definitely. Yeah.
I know Brian Tinian was speaking on Saturday. He was saying that Mark Sykes was in a restaurant, and I think he notified the club like you were available. Were you speaking to like Mark at the time before you'd made it? Perhaps that maybe like Bristol City was going to be on the cards at all.
I spoke to Sykes. I spoke to him. I can't really remember when it was, but I spoke to him because I was made aware of the Bristol's interest, and I spoke to Sykes just about what it's like here and stuff. Yeah. But as soon as I knew that Bristol City were interested in me, I was very keen on the move.
And there's a big comparison. What I've seen on social media, there's been some comparisons between yourself and perhaps Adam Webster. Obviously, he's done well to be in the Premier League with Brighton. Do you know much of his game, and would you agree that's a fair assessment, or do you shape your own game?
Yeah, I'd definitely take that as a compliment. He's a really good player. I watch a lot of Premier League. Brighton, very good side, and he's quite pivotal to that team. So I like to think I carry the ball in a similar fashion and defend in a similar fashion, but I like to think of myself as my own player, really. But definitely take that as a compliment.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.